Alrighty, greetings ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another new Let's Play. The last time we met, we finished up God of War, so now we're doing something brand new. We're doing Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, this is my way of getting into the Legend of Zelda series. I could have done literally any other Zelda game, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, but no, I chose to do Hyrule Warriors because, why not? I'm using this mainly as a benchmark for my, new capture card I got during Christmas, but I wanted to see how Warriors games look on it, and plus, why not? I did Fire Emblem Warriors already, and Fire Emblem is not as iconic as The Legend of Zelda, so why did I do the least iconic game first? Shut up, I like Fire Emblem. So yeah, Hyrule Warriors is the Musou spin-off of The Legend of Zelda. There's actually two games. There's Age of Calamity, which is the Breath of the Wild version, and then there's the regular version. And as you can clearly tell from the title screen, by the way, I am playing off of the definitive edition for the Nintendo Switch, though I do have the original Wii U version and the Nintendo 3DS Legends version. What are the differences between the three? Well, there is a lot. And it's all bull. So the Wii U version is the first version that came out. It's so you have like the first wave of the DLC. So you have everything, and then you can still get the characters from Legends by linking your 3DS or whatever. I forgot how to do it. I did that when it first came out. Then Legends added some enhancements to Hyrule Warriors, but it was on the 3DS. So it's graphically inferior, I will say that now, but you're also looking at a 3DS game. And if I remember correctly, it was new 3DS XL exclusive. And then because Hyrule Warriors, there's going to be a lot of enemies, there's going to be a lot of models on screen, so a 3DS original's not going to do well on that. And then Definitive Edition basically merged the two versions together, and gave a polished frame rate. So yeah, actually this game runs at a relatively smooth frame rate. I believe it is a smooth 60 frames in gameplay, but for cutscenes, I am not sure. It doesn't look like a smooth 60, but it also doesn't look anything else. It looks smoother than the original, but you can tell that there was a little compression or something. Because, you can clearly tell, a little difference between the in-game cutscenes and the in-game graphics and the cutscene graphics. But I do believe the cutscenes are still rendered in real time. But, I don't know. So I guess I should explain what the hell's going on in this game in terms of the plot. So, Hyrule Warriors is not canon to the Legend of Zelda series. Don't listen to MatPat, I know, because he did a video about saying Hyrule Warriors is canon and that it helps, bridge the timeline for Breath of the Wild and all that. No, don't listen to him. But Hyrule Warriors is non-canon. Basically, Zelda had a nightmare about darkness coming and all that kind of stuff, so now they need to look for the legendary hero, and if you can't guess that it's Link, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, but this game's story is just very one note. It is painful, honestly. It is. It's your typical Zelda stuff. You're Link, you gotta fight the darkness and all that kind of stuff. Yada, yada, yada. We've dealt with that kind of stuff before. God damn it, Elsa! But since we are in a Warriors game, we aren't doing typical Zelda stuff. We are doing the Musou style. So yeah, we are going to be hacking and slashing a million enemies all at once. And it's pretty fun, actually. If I were to say which of the two Warriors games that I've done on this channel so far, Fire Emblem Warriors 1 and Hyrule Warriors, I would say that this is the superior game. One, all of the characters feel different in a way. Every character has their own unique thing about them. And two, yeah, that's really it. And I guess two, the representation for the games is better than what Fire Emblem did. Because in Fire Emblem, the representation was literally mostly Fates with some Awakening and very little Shadow Dragon. Here, we're dealing with all corners of The Legend of Zelda here. We are dealing with, but like the major ones that we're dealing with are Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, and Ocarina of Time. But there are some like Link to the Past references or Link Between Worlds, and I want to say that there is a Oracle of Ages and Seasons reference. Like, there was clearly a lot of work put into representing every aspect of the Zelda series, and I gotta commend them for that. It wasn't really good with the Wind Waker rep until Legends came out. Then the Wind Waker rep was really good. But I actually really do like Hyrule Warriors. I think Hyrule Warriors is actually a really fun time for me. You know, again, just like any other Musou game, great stress relief. You know, I can get away with just, you know, hacking and slashing and all that kind of stuff. By the way, I forgot to mention, this is post-commentary. I feel like I have to mention that just so it doesn't look like I'm, you know, not making any sense. So there may be some times where I don't seem surprised by stuff. But in terms of how I'm approaching this Let's Play, I will be doing all of Legend mode, which is the main story, Sia's Tale, Linkle's Tale, and the Wind Waker. But I will be doing all of the main story first, ending with the ending with the Wind Waker, and then I will do Sia's Tale, and then end with Linkle's Tale. So the finale may not be a good finale, because, you know, the finale of a Zelda game is usually you killed Ganon, congratulations. But nope, not this time around. But as you notice with my level, I am not level 1, I am level 73. At least Link is. That is because I am technically playing on New Game Plus, because once again, just like any other Warriors game, the maps take forever when you're playing for your first time. So, you know, using using higher level characters for lower level maps is fine. Though I am compromising and playing on hard mode, but I'm also kind of sort of using it as an excuse to attempt to unlock the golden Skulltulas throughout the campaign. Because that is one thing I will not mention. Oh yeah, by the way, this is Volga. He is like a reference to Volvagia from Ocarina of Time. Yeah. And this is also where we discover that Link is, he's a legendary hero. By the way, I hate this cutscene now. I like this cutscene better in the Wii U version, because it starts playing the Legend of Zelda theme during the cutscene. Like, the moment you see Link's hand growing with the Triforce, that's when the Legend of Zelda theme starts. But no, in the Switch version, they changed it. This isn't the only musical cue they changed that I noticed. In one of the next couple of maps, we're gonna be going to the Faron Woods, and there's a specific song that plays during it, and it plays during the first cutscene, but they got rid of it and played something completely different, and I don't know why. I don't know if this was a Switch version thing. I feel like the Nintendo 3DS version did the same thing. I don't know. You can correct me all you want, but yeah. But yes, in Hyrule Warriors, you can play as a lot of characters from the Legend of Zelda series. Obviously, you're going to be playing as Link, because it's a Zelda game, you're always going to be playing as Link. But, you know, you can play as Impa or Zelda. There's a few other characters that are going to be thrown in the mix. Darunia from Ocarina of Time, Midna from Twilight Princess. It's pretty crazy with how much the roster is. Obviously, though, Link got the most attention in terms of unique weapons and just overall playability. Link is the most balanced character and can be either the most balanced or broken character. And yeah, I like using Link. I know it seems like such a basic thing to say, but I think Link is a great character to use. He has so many options for weapons that it is almost impossible to lose with him. But obviously you notice the icons on the top left of the screen. Yeah, well, thank you, game, for doing that for me. You can play as multiple characters in a map. This was added to the Switch version. This was not in the Wii U version at all. Once you picked a character in the Wii U version, you were stuck with them, whether you liked it or not. So yeah, this was most annoying if you didn't like, especially in adventure mode, where if you had to play as that character to unlock their weapon, it was the most annoying thing ever because, well, guess what? You're stuck with that character no matter what, and guess what? You don't like them. There was a way to circumvent it with multiplayer, like you could have one person play as the character you don't like, and then, you play as a character you do like. But, I don't have friends. I don't have friends who like Hyrule Warriors. But you can switch between characters by pressing up or down on the D-pad. And yeah, now I guess I should get into the other elements of the HUD. Obviously, the hearts are your health. Unlike previous Zelda games, you don't start off with just 3 hearts. You start off with, like, I want to say, like, 8 or 9. You start off with a pretty good amount. And then the little yellow bar with, like, 3 segments for Link right now, that is your warrior gauge, essentially, or your special gauge. Where after a while, when it's fully charged up, you can do a big super attack that wipes out a large crowd in front of you. Everyone has a different super attack based on whatever weapon they have equipped. Like Link's, I think I demonstrated it earlier, was the big spin attack. Zelda's was the bow and was the light arrows, and then Impa has like a judgment cut thing. Oh, here's Link's. But like Link has different ones based on like which weapon he's using. And then sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. And then the green meter with the R button next to it, that is the magic meter, where after a while you'll be able to enter like this essential like powered up mode, similar to the focus mode back in Fire Emblem Warriors, where your character will go much faster, do a lot more damage, and depending on how many enemies you kill, you'll get certain benefits like more EXP, rupees, and stuff like that. Rupees are this game's currency. And also you can use a fairy that does like a super attack. I don't know what fairies do. I don't use them that often. So yeah, I'm not gonna really tell you what fairies do, because there's a lot fairies can do. Like I think they could do like a super attack, or like they can enable certain effects like glass cannon and all that kind of stuff, but it requires using the My Fairy tool, and I don't use that. But I feel like you might have to if you're planning on doing adventure mode, which I'll probably get into in another part. I guess I should get into how each of I probably should have. Man, there's so much to talk about with Hyrule Warriors, I swear. Let's talk about Link. Link, I already mentioned, is the most balanced character, but his knight, his Hylian sword, is pretty good. It's your basic, it's a basic sword. He has pretty good range. He's not very far range, but he's really good for close quarters. And after almost every like special combo, you can hold the charge for a spin attack. And when you let go, Link will do the spin attack. And yeah, I think that's pretty standard. But Zelda with her rapier, she plays very like, I want to say, I'm going to compare her to Marth from Fire Emblem Warriors. I know this game came first, but in terms of Let's Plays, this came after. So, you saw the little like symbols under her warrior gauge. Well, it's kind of like that. When Zelda does certain attacks, you can enhance them based on like if you have one of those little light orbs saved up. And then when you do an enhanced version of that attack, you spend it. So like earlier I did like this attack where Zelda was like spinning in midair, and like one of the pieces of the Triforce was under her. That was one of them. She is very fast. And once again, she like similar to Marth, she's very good at like focus damage. So she would be really good against like bigger foes, like Lizalfos, for example. But for sweeping crowds, not really, until like you start using her combos. And I'll get into Impa when she's unlocked in like 5 minutes. Yeah, but obviously, since this is the first map of the game, this is basically the easiest map of all time. All you gotta do is just do stuff that they tell you, and you should be done. just like any other Warriors game, you're going to be killing enemies until the game tells you to stop because you won or because you lost. Yeah, that's pretty standard. You could take keeps just like in Fire Emblem Warriors, but unlike Fire Emblem, in order to take keeps, you have to cause like a certain amount of you have to kill a certain amount of enemies in the keep first, and then whatchamacallit, then a keep boss will appear, and then once you kill him, you've captured the keep. Because if I remember correctly, in Fire Emblem, the keep boss was already there. The fort captain was already there. Alright, so now we're playing as Impa because we got a side quest opened up. Similar, you know, again, just like Fire Emblem Warriors, I'm going to be doing that a lot, I guess. Just like Fire Emblem Warriors, there will be times where side missions will pop up, and you can switch over to that character. You can do them to get extra rewards. Most of the time, it's just like, hey, you didn't fuck up, or, you know, hey, we get an advantage in this battle now. So Impa, with her giant blade, is very heavy, but she does some damage. Like, she has some good range with that thing, and she's very agile with it. But her Naginata is just a much better weapon. I think I'll show it off at a later time. Because in terms of, you know, showing off the characters, I will be trying my best to show off every character, but I will be frank here, I am missing a few characters because of the fact that I didn't unlock them yet. I think you saw that earlier. So, yeah, I will be having to go back and, unlock them. But that doesn't mean that I won't, like... But I need to unlock them, but that doesn't mean I won't show them off of this Let's Play. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to load up the Wii U version. Yeah, oh my god, I still have that. And I will show off the character in an adventure mode map or something, because I have every character in the Wii U version. I haven't 100%ed the Wii U version, but I don't even think I'm close, if I'm being frank here. I think I'm close in terms of the base game. But, like, in terms of, like, all of the DLC, hell no. Oh, yeah, now we got now we gotta call the Great Fairy because, you know, we need to use her power to defeat all of the giant enemies from, the monsters. Yeah, so, like, yeah, I guess hordes of monsters just started to invade Hyrule Castle for some reason. And, you know, considering that Hyrule Castle is, like, important, we have to, you know, stop that. Oh, and Zelda retreated, so I can't play as her anymore in this map. Boo-hoo. I guess one thing about this game I'm not a huge fan of is the fact that there's no voice acting in this game, besides some stuff. Like, obviously, all of the characters grunt and stuff like that, and all that, but nobody talks. There's no voice acting from the characters. Yeah, there is a narrator. We heard her earlier, and we're gonna hear at the end of this part, but there's no voice acting, which really kind of makes the dialogue in battles really annoying, because you need to look down at the screen, at the bottom of the screen, to know what they're saying, which, you know, in the heat of the moment is a horrible idea. Now Hyrule Warriors also has giant bosses, where there are just bosses from previous Zelda games that you have to defeat by using their weaknesses. And here we have King Dodongo. And if you know your Zelda, you can pretty much guess what its weakness is, which is bombs when it does that. When it opens its mouth like that, you can throw bombs into its mouth and it'll kill it, because Dodongo dislikes smoke. Legends / the Switch version added gathering around giant bosses. And when that happens, you get a number of perks. Like right now I have Boss Magic Absorbed, meaning that every time I hit it, I get a little bit of magic from him. Like, it's almost dead. Oh, they gave them different portraits. I just noticed that. Because I remember they did not have portraits like that back in the original game. They all had like the same portrait. But like the Focus Surge, the magic state that I used earlier, it has actually two different like finishing animations. One is where if you let the magic gauge run out, and the other is if I pressed it or if I ended it early, like I just did earlier, where Link stabbed King Dodongo. That one is actually really good for exposing weak points in bosses. So use that to your advantage when you can. Oh yeah, by the way, I hope you like hearing that little melody, because that's going to get annoying very fast. Oh yeah, and Zelda's gone. Zelda disappeared after the battle. We don't know where she went. Okay, Impa, what if that hit Link? He's like, oh, well, there goes our hero. Oops. So, like, Impa's design really confuses me, because a lot of the characters, especially like Link, Zelda, and Impa, Link and Zelda try to compromise with different aspects of like versions. Like Zelda has like aspects of Twilight Princess's design, and Ocarina, and Link Between Worlds / Past, all that kind of stuff. But Impa, I don't know. I can clearly see the Skyward Sword reference with that little strand of hair, but like I don't see the Ocarina of Time reference. And Impa wasn't in Twilight Princess, was she? There was a version of Impa, if I'm remembering correctly. Was Impa in Twilight Princess? I don't remember. But like Impa, like I think she has the coloring of her Link to the Past. I mean, Link Between Worlds. Maybe, I don't know. Oh yeah, this is like some exposition on like where Ganondorf is in this game, and you know we're gonna be seeing him because it's a Zelda game. But basically, I guess Link finally got the bright idea to say, you know what, I'm getting tired of seeing this dude, so I'm gonna just kill him and split his spirit into 4 fragments, lock 3 of them between time and space, and 1 behind this stupid sword that I always have to get. So obviously, you can tell that all 4 of the fragments are going to be gathered because we're stupid. You know, at the end of battles, you are ranked on your performance, and you know, you get rupees, and you get items and stuff like that. But you know, it's the same Musou deal. That's the end of the part. So I think the next time we meet in Hyrule Warriors, we're gonna be continuing on. We gotta find Zelda, so we're gonna be going on to Chapter 2, and then you know, I think. Yeah, that's really all there is. So see you guys next time, and take care.